Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about 6 tips to help you make a good first impression. You know, when you first meet someone, it takes just a quick glance. Like maybe 3 seconds for you to evaluate each other. In just those couple of seconds, the other person forms an opinion about you based on your appearance, your body language, your demeanor, your mannerisms, how you're dressed, all kinds of things. A lot of them that are even subconscious, right? It just happens that fast, just click. And every time you meet a new person, you're evaluated and yet another person's impression of you is formed. So these first impressions can be nearly impossible to reverse or undo, and they often set the tone for the relationship that follows. It just is what it is, right? And it's not always easy to make that first great impression, but it's definitely worth attempting to as much as you can. So to help you make it more often, I have 6 simple tips that you should always follow. And while they're not only great advice on making a good first impression, they're things that will have the biggest impact whether you get them right or wrong. So I suggest you get them right. So, hey, tip number 1, dress to impress. So pay attention to what you're wearing, This might seem very superficial, but that's what first impressions are all about. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and so the picture that you first present needs to demonstrate who you are to the person you're meeting. If it's something really important, like if it's like a job interview or you're meeting the future in-laws for the first time, you might want to overdress just a little bit, right? Because you want to make a really good first impression. Or at the very least, make sure that what you're wearing is neat and flattering. Don't go crazy. When in doubt, go for something more conservative. You can always let your personality shine after you've made that first impression. And so then tip number 2, be on time. So another really important thing to remember is to always be on time. It makes you look prepared and reliable. But there's another important reason for this. The world has got 2 kinds of people, right? The first group is a stickler for being on time. Being late is one of their biggest pet peeves. The other group has a more loose interpretation of being on time and doesn't mind waiting for someone for a few minutes or being late themselves. This group, it's okay to text them and say, I'm running late, right? People use that now, like texting as a way to be able to be late all the time. Hi, Karen, good to see you. Thanks for being here. But the problem is, you never know what camp that person you're about to meet is going to fall into ahead of time, right? So be prepared and make sure to get there on time or even a little bit early. Arriving early is much better than arriving late, and it's that first step towards creating that first great impression. And it's going to look good no matter how that person you're meeting will feel about time, and it's definitely going to keep you from making a bad impression if that person happens to be a time stickler, right? Tip number 3, have a winning smile. As the saying goes, smile and the world smiles too, right? There's nothing like a smile to create a good first impression. A warm and confident smile will put you, both of you, and the other person at ease. And so smiling is a winner when it comes to a first great impression. But don't go overboard with this. People who take this too far can seem insincere, or smarmy, right? Ew. Sometimes if somebody, like if you just have that smile plastered on your face, they might be wondering what's up. So don't go overboard, but be genuine, have that smile, right? Tip number 4, make eye contact. So looking someone in the eye conveys that you're confident and you're interested in what they have to say. In like the US and other Western countries, eye contact shows respect for the person that you're meeting with. It also conveys a sense of interest in a conversation. And so on the other side, if you're looking away too much, it's going to make you appear distracted or not interested. And that never goes well, right? Like with most things, though, it's a good idea not to overdo it. And if you don't take breaks now and then, your eye contact could be viewed as staring, which also could be negative. Just work to be natural and engaged. Work to maintain eye contact, but not glued to their eyes, right? And then tip number 5, be an attentive listener. When someone's talking to you, you want to show them that you're listening and paying attention. Oh, we have, hi, Patty, good to see you. Good, thanks for being here. So yeah, when you're talking to somebody, you want to show them that you're listening and that you're paying attention. So focus on the other person and on what they're saying. As I mentioned, try to maintain eye contact as they're speaking and try not to get distracted. Listening is important. It's an important way to establish and maintain relationships. Tip number 6, think before you speak. It's so easy to get nervous and just prattle on about anything and everything, but it makes you look nervous and silly, right? Or even worse, if you don't think before you talk, it's so easy to put your foot in your mouth. Trust me, I've done that plenty of times. Trust me, I'm an expert at putting my foot in my mouth. It's not a good feeling, and it's definitely a quick and easy way to ruin that first impression. Use small talk to your advantage. Small talk and conversation are a great way to build relationships. But, I would try to stay away from the weather. Try to talk about things like their favorite hobbies or sports or news or your family instead, right? This way you can find some more common ground for more things that you can talk about. And, try to avoid controversial subjects, though, like religion or politics. I mean, those might not be the best thing to discuss, especially now. As polarized as everything is right now, I would steer clear as far as you can from there. And, it might help you. It might help you if you prepare some questions for the person that you're meeting beforehand, if it's something important, right? Take a few minutes to learn something about them if you can. And then try to find out if you have anything in common. Because if you have common ground, if there's something you have in common, that's a great way to open the conversation and keep it flowing. But most importantly, be yourself. I know it sounds cliche, right? But it's true. A great first impression is important, but don't forget to just be yourself. Be confident, put on a smile, and show them your best self. No one else does it better than you. And the truth of the matter is, if they don't like you as your best self, then it's not gonna be a good relationship anyway, right? So just be your best, be confident, put on that smile, and just show them your best self, right? Like I said, no one does it better than you. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. Do you find making a first impression easy or difficult? Are you nervous talking to people for the first time, or is that easy for you? What kinds of things help you to make that best first impression, right? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. Thank you, Karen and Patty, for being live with me today, and anyone else who might be live who just hasn't commented, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow, or I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.